Hey, what's up guys? This is Will from Going Awesome Places, and if you watched my previous video in this series, you'll know that my wife's office space is complete and it looks pretty awesome. But as a result of that work, I actually had to move my map from my own office space over to here, and it fits really well. Thing is, I have a blank wall in my space that I had to fill in, and so I started doing a lot of intense research on what is actually the best world map with pins. That's when I discovered a company called Pin Adventure Map. They create these framed, awesome travel map art pieces, and they're so good that I decided to put it in order myself. I admit, their website has a ton of maps, so first off, it's worth showing you guys exactly which one I picked up. If you go through their website, you'll see plenty of maps to choose from, but ultimately the one I picked was a one they call Glacier. I picked this one because I love the color scheme of the design, alongside its ability to personalize and also upgrade its frame. The frame arrived in Canada via DHL, and it came in this giant box. Unboxing it was relatively simple, and what I was really impressed with was just how well packaged it was. Peel away the outer shell, and there was another shell to finally reveal the map itself protected by foam. This is it! Suffice it to say, they did an incredible job packing the map. Despite its size, with all the different layers of packing, cardboard, foam, the map came to Canada fully intact and fully protected. Packed away was also a tin with PinWorld map on it and an assortment of 90 pins that are part of the package. They allow you to pick 3 different colors. With the Pin Adventure map in Glacier now revealed, let's jump into the features. First, you'll notice that the world map is marked with a stylized compass on the top left corner and bordered by longitude and latitude. On the bottom left corner, you'll find a scale and also a legend. The custom frame I picked is the Wedgwood French cottage frame. I opted to upgrade to something a bit more rustic, where the white paint is worn away, revealing hues of blue paint that match nicely with the blue from the map. Now, what you'll immediately notice with the map is just how incredibly detailed it is. The large 40 by 53 inch size gives a ton of room for all the details, small and large. Where it really shines is in Europe, where there's such a high concentration of countries. It's able to mark things like capitals, cities, rivers, named regions, and the surrounding sea with ease. This continues as you look at all other parts of the world. Look a bit more closely and you'll even see things like Jasper National Park and Banff National Park labeled here, the Mississippi River, accurate labeling of French Polynesia with its family of islands, and the dotted lines to mark its territory. You'll also appreciate accurate markings of things like the Arctic Circle, Challenger Deep, the Himalaya Mountains, and seafloor depths throughout the map. What I was most interested in though was just how updated the map is, and to my surprise, most of the recent changes to the world map appear here, including South Sudan as a country, Republic of North Macedonia, which happened in 2019, and Kazakhstan changing its capital to Nur-Sultan also in 2019. However, a few examples of what I didn't see was the change of Swaziland to Eswatini, and the capital of Burundi in Africa changing from Bujumbura to Gitega. Still, I'm really happy with the level of detail with this over my previous map, the PinWorld Wall Map Diary, which lacked detail with only a selection of cities and countries labeled, and in some cases were labeled incorrectly. Oh, and if you were looking to pin small islands, forget about it. How about the print quality itself? The ink printing is remarkably high resolution where you can barely see any dots. To touch, it's very smooth and a thick stock paper that has a nice grain finish to it, as opposed to something that's too glossy or shiny, which feels a little cheap. And of course, I had to add my own logo as the finishing touch. I sent my image over and they did the rest. I saw a few renderings which I was able to approve, and that was it. There was also the option to include or take out Antarctica, but I wanted that in there. Turn the map around and you'll see a well-sealed back and professionally mounted frame. It comes with 2 metal brackets on each side for mounting. What's a bit disappointing though is that it doesn't include any additional hardware, so the rest is up to you. Lastly, you're probably wondering, with such a huge map, it's gotta be heavy, right? Surprisingly, no. It's so light that you can hold it with just one hand if you want, and that means you don't need a hardcore mounting solution. Well, it's now time to bring it up and get it on my home office wall. With simple aluminum wire for arts and crafts, wire cutter, and a needle nose plier, all I had to do was fasten the wire on both ends of the frame and provide enough slack. Now this will depend on your space, but we had to figure out how high we wanted it, where to center it, and also make sure it doesn't get covered by the door to the room when swung open. I also have that podium to consider as well, so really, before you mount it, mind your space. After that, with a bit of spitballing and measurement, I did some markings on the wall before nailing in the frame hook. The map went up, and voila! With this kind of size, you can really walk right up to it and look at the world. There's so many details here. The most fun part about the world map with pins is, of course, the pinning. Luckily, this map uses standard circular push pins, and so if you run out, you can grab generic ones from Amazon, which I'll link to in the description as well. They come with a few stickers, which I was surprised about. We didn't really have a good plan for them, but felt like it was appropriate to mark our home with a heart. For this map, we decided we'd only pin places we've been to together. One by one, we spent the afternoon pinning our travels and reminiscing. One thing I'll note is that it takes a bit of force to push the pin into the board. It's not quite like a cork board, as you need to puncture the paper and foam behind. We were super paranoid to get started, especially when the holes seemed so permanent, but my suggestion is to just go for it. Again, with how large the map is, you really can't see the holes if, let's say, you did make a mistake. Now talk about a legit looking world map right there. Well, that is your full review and unboxing of the PinWorld map in a beautiful blue Glacier. And I think it really complements the space well. Is it a little bit obnoxious in size? I certainly thought so when I first unboxed it, but this having been here for a couple weeks, I've really gotten excited to see this every day in the office. On top of that, with my computer being right over there, this is the perfect Zoom background for all the meetings that I have. This being a lot larger, it's even more prominent of a piece in my background. And I also have a small podium here, so any sort of YouTube videos that I ever do where I need kind of a wall background, this is gonna be a nice spot to be doing that filming. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop a comment down below. I think if you're in the market for a world map with pins, check out the description down below. I actually have a full blog post where I list all of the best world map with pins on the market right now. And more importantly, actually, I've negotiated a special coupon code with these guys so you can get a discount to make this even more affordable. I think over the next couple years, I'm gonna be really excited to be filling this map with yellow pins and maybe other colored pins of the travels that Chantel and I have together around the world as part of going awesome places. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Keep leveling up that home office space.